local freelance musician is putting his own spin on playing the piano.
Yeah, it's quite a spin. You may have heard him performing at the airport, but he has a talent that you have to really see to believe. In tonight's Maury Stories, Maury Glover introduces us to a different kind of piano man.
It's something I've always enjoyed doing.
Twin Cities International Airport is usually filled with busy travelers.
I was a very shy kid. I didn't talk to anyone. And so the piano was kind of almost my way of communication. It was the place where I was most comfortable.
Remember, 311 to speaker screening.
But in the middle of all the hustle and bustle, a musical oasis is taking flight.
I play everywhere there's a piano or a power source.
Once a week, Nate Hance turns the main concourse into his own personal concert hall.
I view my job as just like being a little bright spot in a traveler's day, because I know how much stress traveling can be.
And while he excels at tickling the ivories, Hance can also tickle travelers' funny bones as well.
I kind of call it backwards and upside down piano playing. It's hard to describe. It's easier to watch.
For several songs during his set, Hance turns his performance on its head, playing the piano with his back to the keyboard or laying on the ground underneath it.
The way I do it, my hands are going like this, they're reversed. So my right hand is playing my left hand part, left hand's playing the right hand part. Everything is backwards, so when I want to go higher, I have to tell myself to go lower, and it's a whole mess of a brain thing.
Hance has played the piano for as long as he can remember. He even spent a few years honing his craft on cruise ships after college. But after he saw Mozart play upside down in the movie Amadeus, he decided to flip the script as well.
I thought, that'd be kind of fun. But he was crossing his hands, so his hands were playing the same parts that they used to play normally. And I said, I need a good challenge. So I tried to one-up Mozart, which I don't know if I can do.
Hance shows off his party tricks at senior centers where audience members often can't believe their eyes. He also posts videos of his unusual piano playing on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, some of which have gone viral, racking up thousands of views.
I think music should be fun and not like a competition. So I just want people to know that you don't have to be conventional. Just be yourself, do funny things. Kettle on the head.
While this gig at the airport drew quite the crowd, Hance says that's not always the case.
Some people don't notice if they're when I play at the airport, they just think it's a piano playing itself. And when they notice, they're like, whoa. And there's always people saying how do you do that? How do you learn that? How long did it take you? Why do you do that? It's a whole mix of reactions.
But those who do notice are usually head over heels for his unconventional skills.
I play the piano, and it's hard enough playing it normally.
I can't play the piano, first of all, so to see somebody be able to sit down or lay down, put their hands above their head and play it was very impressive.
It was definitely cool. You know, it's something unique and unexpected. I wasn't coming here expecting to see someone play the piano upside down, but I mean, it was definitely a stress reliever.
It's not just Hance's hands that get a workout during a show. When it comes to setting the right tone, he really uses his head. And he hopes giving his audience a different perspective of his favorite instrument will be his key to longevity.
The benefit is people remember me as, there's a lot of pianists out there, so they can remember me as the guy that plays upside down and that did something they'd never seen before.
For Maury's stories, Maury Glover, Fox 9.
Everything about that was so
Unbelievable.
incredible, right down to the T-Rex costume, too. I love how the crowd didn't get too close. Like, you don't want to interrupt what he's doing, would be really polite.
He's an alien. He's a rare man that's using both sides of his brain, right?
That was wild.
There you go.
So hopefully I'll get to see him in person sometime soon. Great story.